20 of my favorite things to help you travel smarter, better, and more comfortably. I'm Chris, this is Yellow Productions, and as a professional traveler, I've bought a lot of travel accessories, from noise-canceling headphones to umbrellas to even more, and some are great and some are duds. But this is gonna be my list of favorite things that you might wanna consider taking with you on your next trip. Now, this is a live stream, so if you're on the live stream, I look forward to hearing some of your favorite travel accessories, questions about these. If you're on the archive, I look forward to hearing yours that I missed as well. And so, as we get into this with my not 21st, but my first favorite travel accessory. And this topic says updated for 2022 because I've got some new things on this list that I haven't had on previous lists. And so my first must-have travel accessory for you in 2022, the year of lost luggage with the travel meltdown and not enough people, are, what are these things in your hands? These are Apple Airtags. These things you buy for like $29 each. You pair them to your iPhone or your iPad or your MacBook. You put them in your suitcase so that then when your suitcase travels around the world and it gets lost, anytime it's near another iPhone, you'll be able to look on your iPhone and see exactly where your luggage is. And with the airlines losing so many bags, if you can tell them that your bag is in Istanbul, that'll be a great help for them to actually find it for you. Now, why do I recommend the AirTags? You know, there's AirTags, there's Tiles, there's Samsung ones. The AirTags really are the best. They're the most Apple devices out there. They have really good range. They're cheap. They last for a year on a coin cell battery. I don't make any money on any of these things because there aren't any referral links in here, but I'll tell you, I bought a bunch of these AirTags, and on all of my trips over the last few months, I've been traveling with AirTags in all of my check-in suitcases. Kathy on the live stream says she's got those Apple AirTags. Well, that's good. And then GladFan says, one small problem, I don't have any Apple products. In that case, get a Tile. They're not as great, but the Tiles will work on your Android device. But if you do have an Apple device, even a MacBook or an iPad, you don't need an iPhone, you can pair the AirPods. SoCal says Tile is a good equivalent. I think it's not as good, but I think it's a okay equivalent to the AirTag. Garrett says, what I would pack in my suitcase is my clothes. You know, that's a good thing to pack in your suitcase too, Garrett. All right, the second thing, and this is new for this list in 2022, are noise-canceling headphones. And not that noise-canceling headphones are new for this list, because I've always had a pair of noise-canceling headphones on my list. And you know, for the longest time, I have loved the Bose line of headphones, and these are the QC15s. I own the QC25s. You'll see I've loved these for so long that the cord on it has gotten frayed and I've had to repair it a few times. And you know, I like some of these old Boses if I'm gonna have the big bulky ones, because for batteries they have like AAA batteries that you can replace. So I like the QC25s as my favorite big Bose headphones that I travel around with. But what I've been traveling around with starting this year are the Apple Airpods Pro. If you have an Apple device, these things are amazing, and they'll work with non-Apple devices, but they're just even more elegant with Apple devices. They're like the original AirPods. These are little earbuds that you stick in your ear, and surprisingly, these little things, and I'm putting it in my wrong ear, these little things do an amazing job at canceling out noise on the airplane. Now, they're not as good as the big Bose ones. I said I've got a lot of noise-canceling headphones, and I have got a lot of noise-canceling headphones. The big Bose ones, they're gonna cancel out noise way better. So when I still take the big Bose headphones is when I'm gonna be traveling for a long time. Like if I'm on a 14-hour flight to Sydney, Australia, for example, then I'm gonna take these because these really block it out, and these really help me sleep on long flights because they just shut out the world. But if I'm on a 4-hour flight, 5-hour flight, 2-hour flight, then I'm just taking the little Airpods Pros because they come in this little case and do at least half the job. You know, if you have the cheap airline earbuds, you just can't hear anything. Now the problem with these, because they're just Bluetooth, they won't connect to the in-flight entertainment. So you got to bring an entertainment device, an iPad, a computer, something. We'll talk more through that later. But you know, the Boses that I've got here, they have a little disconnectable cable. They're Bluetooth, but they have a disconnectable cable that you can plug in so you can still listen to the in-flight entertainment. Here we go. X1 says, I'm a huge fan of the wireless QC2s. You know, the reason why I like the old ones better, the QC15s and the 25, I just like having the AAA battery that I can toss in there, although the ones that you charge up are good too. I just find myself ending up on the plane and not having charged them, which is kind of a drag. Geoman says, I bring wired headphones just in case. That's a good plan. So you don't need a battery, then you can plug it in. So then you could bring two. Brandon says, I would like to upgrade to the Pros soon. And Macy says, a plus with the AirPods Pro, you can use Find My if you lose them, right? So if you have a iPhone, you can go to Find My and it'll help you find your AirPods Pro if you have lost them. Seth says, don't forget that knock and scratch. Knock and scratch, Seth. Welcome. Sony has better quality music, but Bose has better noise canceling. And I think the Sonys I've tried, they don't feel quite as comfortable on my ears as the Boses do. And then for me, for being on a plane, I'm all about the noise canceling. Because I'll say half the time that I'm wearing the noise canceling headphones, I'm actually not listening to anything because I'm just trying to sleep and I'm trying to zone out and I'm trying to cancel out all the sound of everything else. But the noise canceling headphones, they make the flight so much more relaxing, having all that plane sound drown out. And it's one of those where, like, if you've never had noise canceling headphones before on a flight, you really can't appreciate how good they are until you have them. So if you don't have any noise canceling headphones, go get them. Oh, the other thing I should say though about these AirPods Pro, they're not as loud as the Boses either. So if you need things really loud, then maybe stick to the Boses. All right, let's go on to number 3. The third essential travel accessory for 2022, because we're all carrying a bunch of devices that need a bunch of charging, is a quad USB charger. This little guy from Anker is pretty cool. You can buy it on Amazon. Anker here, we'll put the word up. It just has a flip out plug and then it has space for 4 USB chargers on it. For me, with like a phone, 2 phones, cameras, all these things that take USB, it's so much better than carrying around a single wall wart for each of those. And if you have like a MacBook or something that charges from USB-C, you can get some of these that also have like a laptop charger plus 3 ports to charge your stuff. And then Brooklyn Joe says, the smaller, the better for me, takes up less room, certainly for the headphones, but then also for these, because this just, one of these takes up way less room than 4 of those things. Justin says, what do you think of Beats headphones? I've had nothing with good experiences. I've never owned a pair of Beats headphones, so I'll have to take your perspective on those, Justin. Kathy says, we have one of those for USBs. That's good, Kathy, that's good. Yeah, and I would say get one from a good brand, a brand that you like, because before I started buying the Anker chargers, I bought like random cheap brands that I could just find, and I've had these fry. Like, I've had them start to smoke and go, and I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of a drag. And ever since I've started buying the Anker stuff, then I don't have that problem. Oh, the other thing that I like to go with this is I buy these little USB night lights, which you can buy these at IKEA, you could buy these off Amazon or things like that. If you just search for USB night light, like at IKEA, they sell them for like $3. And then you just plug it into the charger, and when it's powered on, it's a little LED that you can bend around, shine at the floor. I find this really useful being in hotel rooms where I don't want to turn on all the lights, but I still want some light to help find my way to the bathroom at night. These are super useful. I carry 2 of these with me so that I can put one maybe where I charge these, and I can put another one in the bathroom or something like that in another part of the room. All right, the 4th essential travel accessory in 2022, particularly if you're trying to get any sleep on an airplane, is an eye mask. Well, and Chris, what's that in your hand that's not an eye mask? This is the Spider-Man amenity kit on United that came with Spider-Man socks, and it came with a Spider-Man dental kit, but I wanted to share it with you because it also came with a Spider-Man eye mask, which I just thought was super awesome. And if you're trying to sleep on a plane, maybe I'll put that up here so you're not, oh, it should be Spider-Man looking at you. I don't know. But if you're trying to sleep on a plane, they're bright, people have their window shades up. If you have an eye mask and then you have noise canceling headphones, let me tell you, it just puts you in a different world. My one recommendation, if you're gonna go out and buy an eye mask, is get one that has an elastic that's not too tight. If this thing's too tight on your head, you'll find that you'll have a hard time sleeping because you're feeling like your head is being crushed by a very weak person, or maybe by a very strong person. I don't know. Kathy says, I used an eye mask when we flew from Sydney to LA, but still didn't get much sleep. I mean, it certainly doesn't guarantee any sleep, but it gives you a better chance. You know, specifically if you got the seat by the bathroom that are opening the door all the time, you got the seat that's by the galley, the kitchen lights are on all the time, and then Lisa says that's cool. Yeah, and then you can get a cool eye mask, just like this. Zachary says, are you sure your name isn't Peter Park? I'm undercover, so please don't blow my cover. Jordan says, I've never had any luck trying to sleep on the plane. Gonna have to try the eye mask, noise canceling headphones. That's my personal way that I can actually get sleep on a plane. Million Mile Drive says, or you can take a sleeping potion like NyQuil. I guess you could. Brooklyn says, no Spider-Man underoos. What else is in here? So these are like when you travel in business class internationally, they give you these amenity kits of stuff. They've got Sunday Riley, which was like some like lotion and some chapstick. They did have Spider-Man themed tissue, like Kleenex, and they also had Spider-Man themed earplugs. There you go. And I don't know, like I know there's some people that travel with earplugs, but let me tell you, the noise canceling headphones are so much better because you don't hear yourself all the time. And then there's a card. This is old. This is from like 2019. I'm a dork, so like I keep this stuff like this. And then a nice little, like really tiny pen. You know, this should actually be on my list of travel accessories too. Make sure you always travel with a pen because it seems like it's ridiculous, but there's so many places that you need to fill out entry cards, and on the plane, they don't have pens or pencils, and then you're like trying to borrow from other people, or you gotta wait till you get to the airport to fill it out, and then the line gets longer, so make sure you have a pen so that you can fill out those cards, and you can even get yourself a little tiny pen like this. Doesn't have to be a big one if you don't want. Paul says, I get hot too easily for an eye mask. I think if you have a light enough eye mask that it shouldn't be a problem. I would just encourage you to look for maybe a thinner eye mask than the ones you've had before, because they don't, in fact, all need to be super thick. All right, let's go ahead and put that gear right back there. All right, before we go on to number 5, I am thirsty because I've been talking for a while. What am I drinking today? Today, I'm drinking the Craft Boss. This is the Boss. This is some made in Japan unsweetened tea. It's pretty good. It kind of has like an afternoon tea flavor to it. Like if maybe this is like iced Earl Grey tea is what this tastes like, which is kind of unusual for an iced tea to have the hint of like lavender or those sorts of things in there. Definitely the Boss. All right, the 5th essential travel accessory for 2022 is luggage with 4 wheels at the bottom. If you have some luggage that just has 2 wheels on the bottom, it is time to upgrade. It's time to upgrade yourself to a 4-wheel spinner, because having 4 wheels at the bottom is just totally gonna change how you handle your luggage, your relationship with your luggage, where you can take it, especially if you're going down the airplane aisle, because, you know, if you've only got 2 wheels and you're taking it this way, you're bumping people's feet, seats, knees. When you got 2 wheels, then it just go ahead and slides down like this. And when you're looking for a suitcase with 4 wheels, make sure they're the ones that have like 2 on each side like this, rather than just the 1. You'll find when it has the 2 wheels on each side, it's just gonna wheel better over cobblestones and those sorts of things. The ones that just have the single small wheel have a tendency to like really get stuck a lot. This one is the level 8 suitcase that I did a review of a couple weeks ago. link in the description if you want to check out more about that suitcase. The Craft Boss. Yeah, that's right. This is the Craft Boss right there. I didn't come up with the name. I don't know who the Craft Boss is, but apparently he likes to smoke a pipe since 1992. Apparently that's the deal with the Craft Boss. All right, the sixth thing that you're gonna want as an essential travel accessory in 2022, because these things have gotten so cheap, is you're gonna want one of these. What's this? This is a luggage scale. This is the Amazon Basics luggage scale that cost $12. How does this work? Well, you push the on button to turn it on, and then it zeros, and then you get your luggage here, and then you hook this thing around the luggage like this, and then you lift it up, and then you read the screen on it, and then you say, oh, my luggage is, there, it's stored. My luggage is it's probably gone now. But anyway, my luggage is 7.2 pounds right there. That's how much this weighs empty. Obviously, you're not gonna be weighing your suitcases empty. You're gonna be weighing your suitcases when they're full. And if you go to the airport and you've ever had overweight luggage, you'll know that's a drag because they end up charging you a whole bunch more. Many of these cheap airlines even weigh your carry-on bags, and so get yourself a $12 scale and weigh your suitcase before you get there. It's too hard to put this on your home scale because it just doesn't fit, it doesn't register right, and most home scales are designed for like hundreds of pounds people, not for 20-pound suitcases. Kathy says, we have one of them. We need to weigh our luggage back to Australia as I bought too much souvenirs, right? And if you've bought too much, then is when you'll say, hey, I should have another suitcase. I should have, so what we always bring with us is we bring with us one of these, you see this called, it's a stuffed travel duffel, but it's a duffel bag that folds into itself in a bag. This one's from REI, but you can buy them from a lot of different places, and it's small. So we take this empty, all folded up when we go someplace, and then if we bought too much stuff and our suitcase is too heavy or we can't fit it in there, then this thing just folds out, and look at that. It's a pretty big duffel bag right there. Like, this thing can store quite a bit of stuff in this bag. I've still got my name tag on it from when we came back on a United trip. And if you don't use it, well then it doesn't really weigh all that much. And now you might go and say, but Chris, if you bought a bunch of fragile things or gifts, do you want to put them in this bag? No. You know what goes in this bag? All my dirty laundry. That's what goes in this bag. And all dirty laundry can get smushed and crushed and all those sorts of things. I wanted to say thank you to Zachary and Brian in the chat for the suitcase and the barbells. Thank you very much for that. Kathy says, that we did bring an extra bag, the Eat, Sleep, Travel, Repeat bag. Very good, Kathy. And if you haven't seen that one up on the Yellow Productions shop, I've got this cool yellow bag that says Eat, Sleep, Travel, Repeat, which we often bring a lot of our snacks for the Traveling Princess. So Kathy, that is awesome right there. Brooklyn says, a pro tip, if you don't want to get one of these, you can stand on the scale and hold the bag, and then stand on the scale just yourself, and then you can subtract those sorts of things. That's a great tip, Brooklyn Joe. That requires math. I went to school in California, and so maths was not one of my strengths from California schools. My dad, Electric Rick, says, I love the 4 wheels on my new luggage. And if you want to know where the yellow luggage that you all saw went, that went to my dad, Electric Rick. So awesome. I'm glad you are enjoying your new yellow 4-wheeled luggage. And P. Nguyen says that the boss here on the Craft Boss is supposed to be author William Faulkner. All right, thank you very much. I learn something new every day. That's why I love doing these live streams, and I love people like Eric joining, who it's the first time from Vegas. Eric, welcome on board. Geoman says, I only travel with a back and or duffel bag. So it's pretty good if you don't have to check in any luggage. When you go for a long time, I have to check in. I got a daughter, I gotta check in. We have so much stuff that we have to check in luggage. And Carly says, yeah, it's a must-have. My overpacking nearly cost me $100 at SeaTech. Yeah, the overweight fees can be really, really exorbitant. So Make sure you have the luggage scale, and for $12 to avoid hundreds of dollars in overweight baggage fees. All right, let's go on to number 7. The 7th travel accessory that you need in 2022 are packing cubes and shoe bags. So, packing cubes. I've talked about these before, but I love packing cubes because they help me keep all my stuff organized. What have I got in this packing cube? This packing cube is one that I bought from Target. It's a no-name brand. I also like the ones from Eagle Creek, and I like the ones from eBag. This is the one I had handy for this. What I got in here? I've got one of my Yellow Productions crew shirts that, of course, somebody's gonna win today later on in this live stream. But when I think of packing in these packing cubes, I either do it in one of two ways, which is I pack like same in the packing cube. So like I'll pack all shirts or all underwear, or alternatively, I will pack a day of clothes in each packing cube. So then every day I'm someplace, I pull out a cube and it's got underwear, socks, shirt, shorts, whatever. If I'm like, this is the day's attire, I've got in one cube, so then I don't have to rummage through a bunch of things. It's just kind of a different way about thinking about how you could use these. And the shoe bags, well, it's nice to have these sturdy things that really keep sand contained, dirt contained. So much better than just a shopping bag, so much better than just toss them in your luggage and all your stuff getting dirty. These are by Eagle Creek. You can hang them, and then they can breathe a little bit. So I'll generally kind of like put them in the shoe bag and put them in my luggage and then let it kind of like breathe open if I've been wearing it for the day. And then as I leave for the morning, then I zip it up and go on my way. X1 says, we're using old grocery bags for shoes. You know, I do that sometimes, but I really find the grocery bags, when they're dirty or they're sandy, that stuff ends up all over my suitcase. But when I've got these and they zip up completely, no dirt out of those shoes is getting into the rest of my stuff in my suitcase. And if like a sandy suitcase is a real drag, let me tell you. Points Traveler says his wife is a packing cube fanatic. Brian Fisk says, I'm more of a cube packer than Ice Cube, but a boom boom. Very good. Faceless Nerd also loves packing cubes. I'm in good company in today's live stream. Nikki says, I love packing cubes and shoe bags. I bought a bunch. Philip says, anything you should bring to Canada. All these things I've been talking about, you should bring to Canada. Nikki says, I use dog poopy bags for each shoe, clean ones, and then put them in the shoe bag. There you go. So you like double it up. Interesting. And Daniel says, I like rolling my clothes. So I do too, right? And I didn't talk through this. This shirt was folded in there because I wasn't really packing it. But when I actually use the packing cubes and I use shirts, then it's really hard to do this like upright like this. But you know, you can imagine like this and then kind of like rolling it like this in a way that's like way less wrinkled. But I do find that for me, I find when I roll t-shirts and cottony things that they end up being way less wrinkly than if I folded them. They end up with like gigantic creases. Zero IFEX says, +1 to rolling up clothes in packing tubes. All right, good. We got a number of pluses on that. I'm on TikTok. I'm not cool enough to be on TikTok yet, I don't think. I don't dance or any of those sorts of things. So I don't think you're going to find me on TikTok anytime soon. Sarah passes on a really great tip, which is to throw a dryer sheet into the shoe bag to absorb the shoe smell. That's a great tip, Sarah. Thank you for sharing that. And Brian says, yeah, they're legit, especially if you're packing golf shoes, which maybe have like cleats or spikes and dirt on them. So, Brian, I'm glad you love shoe bags too. All right. My other thing about shoe bags and packing cubes is not vacuum bags. You see those vacuum bags, you can like roll the bag to get the air out of it or use your vacuum to take it out. I find those things after about 3 trips just don't work anymore. And you spend a bunch of money on these bags that just are worthless because they leak and things like that. So I am not a fan of the vacuum bags. All right, the 8th essential travel accessory for 2022, it's over here, I need to get it off camera, are shirts and clothing that are made of bamboo. Chris, is your yellow shirt made of bamboo? My yellow shirt's not made of bamboo, but this shirt is made of bamboo. And this is one of the shirts that I wear when I travel. In particular, I wear black when I'm on the airplane because I don't like the reflection of a bright shirt in the in-flight entertainment screen. If you wear a white shirt or something like that, you're gonna be staring at this white glare, where if you wear a black shirt, then you don't get as much glare. And the nice thing about bamboo is it really doesn't stink. You know, I can sweat all day into this thing and like the smell does not come through onto the shirt. This is not to say that I don't wash it. I wash it. This one's clean. Was that a weird thing that I had to let you know that I wash it? I just feel like there's somebody out there thinking like, Chris, if it doesn't smell, do you have to wash it? You have to wash it. You have to be clean. Bamboo shirts cost more. Like I find like a bamboo t-shirt will cost $30 instead of like $10 or $15 for a regular t-shirt. But I've got about 4 of these black bamboo t-shirts that I strictly wear on my airplane travel days, because I find my airplane travel days are the days that I'm closest to people and the days that I'm most likely to stink, and I don't want to. So there's a brand called Cariloha, C-A-R-I-L-O-H-A. They make a lot of great bamboo stuff, and so if you're looking for like one place to get bamboo things that are quality, that would be my recommendation. Zachary asks, what is the scariest tree? Bamboo, bamboo. All right, very good. I love it. Utai says I have a bamboo pillow, and Brandon says I'm surprised the Panda Crew hasn't gotten to that shirt. I am looking at you guys. I'm watching you guys back there, so you don't eat that shirt. I gotta keep it far away from them. And Justin says you think they make them in plus size. I would think so. And I mean, if you don't find them from Cariloha, I think you could go on eBay and type in bamboo shirts. But the reason why I recommend like a reputable brand to buy them from is that there's such like variety in what companies can call bamboo. And so if you buy it from like a company or brand that really specializes in bamboo clothes, those are the ones you'll find that like stink the least when you wear them. And Brooklyn says not a Dollar Tree hanger. This the hanger, I did not get this from Dollar Tree. The hanger's from Target. That's where that hanger came from. All right, number 11. Number 11, we're not at 11 yet, we're at number 9. I can't count. Number 9, the 9th travel accessory that you need in 2022, particularly if your feet stink or your feet sweat or you're prone to blisters, are wool socks. I used to travel with cotton socks all the time from Costco or Nike socks, and I love them. When I wear them normally in Southern California, I'm cool. And then I go on travel and I get a whole bunch of blisters. And I'm like, what gives? Because then like your feet are just closed up in the shoes more. Maybe it's more humid, your feet sweat more, they friction against those things, and then you just get more blisters. Well, ever since I've been wearing wool socks, there was a travel acquaintance that I met in Sweden who was a triathlon runner. So he would run, he would swim, and he's like, Chris, wool socks, they dry super quick and you won't get blisters if you wear wool socks. Wool socks, really expensive. This pair of socks is like $15 for 2 socks. This is by a company called Smart Wool. I'll tell you, ever since I've been wearing wool socks when I travel, no more blisters on Chris's feet. Oh, and then like sock sweat, this is just me. You know, they make like different sizes socks. I like the socks. I don't like the ones that like you can't see them, that are like, because they always like slip down the socks. I don't like the ones that are too tall because they make my feet too hot. I like these ones that rise just above the shoe so that they don't slip in, but then they give you enough coverage from the back of the shoe if you have a tall back. All right, Miss Clay says wool socks are the bomb. P. Nguyen says I'm a big fan of darn tough wool socks. Wu-Tai says wool socks are nice. If you have an REI in your town, REI has like a huge selection of wool socks, and they're worth it. Million Mile Drive recommends if your feet stink, they have these little UV lights that disinfect your shoes. Do they work, Million Mile Drive? I'm curious. I've never used those. And Andy says I thought it was $15 for 1 sock. It'd be funny if they sold $15 for 1 sock. Of course, who buys 1 socks? Geoman asks if they have Spider-Man wool socks. I'm sure somebody says wool socks. And Utai asks if that was Nyan Cat in the back. That is Nyan Cat that appears on there every once in a while there in the back. And Zero has been looking at that and detected all the things that run on that. Nikki points out get some sneaker balls, and Kathy says she has some bad blisters under her toes from walking too much on my holidays. That's the worst, when they're under your toes on the bottom, because then they hurt with like every step. Carlos says, socks and Crocs. I don't wear Crocs, but I do wear sandals. And yes, I do wear socks with my sandals. But then again, I am a huge dork and I am okay with it. So, all right. The 10th essential travel accessory, cargo pants. Cargo pants, cargo shorts. Right now, well, let me back up here. What am I wearing? I am wearing cargo shorts. So you don't need to see my head for this. You can just see the shorts. These shorts I buy from Target. These are Wrangler brand. But in particular, I like cargo pants and cargo shorts that have Velcro enclosures on both sides, because you can carry a lot of stuff. This is like often my like mask pocket maybe. This is where maybe I put my boarding pass. And then I like this now on some of these. They put like an extra pocket just inside from the cargo pocket where you can put your phone. This works out pretty well. And sometimes, and like just for cargo pants, like I'm not trying to sell you on a brand of cargo pants, but what I would recommend for traveling pants, the reason why I showed you those Velcro pockets, are having pockets that either zip or Velcro, so that if you got stuff down there, they are less prone to pickpockets because you've got things that zip or tie. I recently got a pair of shorts from O'Neill that like even the side pockets have zippers on it. Like every pocket has a zipper on it, front, back, side, to keep everything locked up and secure. And it's really nice in the airport to have lots of places to put things, so I got lots of places that are close on me. Zachary Smith points out the cargo shorts are purses for dads. Yeah, pretty much, right? Because we can't carry a purse. And Geoman says cargo shorts, but make them black. I have black cargo shorts too. We have a bunny that has kind of like white gray hair, and so when I wear black right now, there's just a lot of white and gray hair on it, and so I tend to a lot of cargo. Points Traveler does not like the cargo shorts, but you know, if you're going for fashion, I'm not going for fashion, let me tell you. You know, and there's cargo shorts that look clean lines, whatever. The other thing to think about are pants that zip off the legs to be like pants and shorts. If you're going to some place like Thailand or someplace really humid, then you should really look at getting kind of these like more like nylon pants that like dry super well, and then you can convert them from shorts into pants if you're packing that. Jeff points out, what about a crossbody? I'm gonna get to that in a second. But there's a, Carlos says cargo pants are useful. My wife probably won't endorse me using them at my age. Carlos, you can let her know that, you know, Chris, the professional traveler, uses them and he's in his 40s. Actually, all the shorts that I have are all cargo shorts. I will only buy shorts that have double pockets on each side, just like I showed you. That's it, that's what I'm gonna wear. And same when I travel and I bring pants. The pants that I bring, they're all cargo pants. Unless I'm going to someplace dressy, like, and then I might carry like a nice pair of black jeans or a pair of like golf slacks or something like that. But most of the time I just have like one pair of those in my suitcase, and the rest of the time I got functional things. Lynn says, I fell in love with cargo shorts this summer as I had pulled my knee. Well, I am glad I am not the only one in love with cargo shorts. All right, so I'm gonna step it up a little bit now with number 11 in the cargo department, which is, if you really need a lot of pockets, then you can step it up and you can also get yourself a cargo shirt. That's right. You know, I know this looks like a shirt that you might go fishing with or something, but you can see it's got even more pockets on it. And this is by a company called Ex Officio, and these are great shirts. You don't have to get them all with cargo pockets on the front, but what I like about these Ex Officio shirts is they are super quick drying. They're super lightweight. They are vented in the back, so I don't know if you can see, but like in the back there's like this kind of mesh venting that you can see through it to help air it out there. If you have like a cell phone, you still have like a cable or something like that, like you can have the cable go up this way. The collar buttons down, which I really like on collared things. It's got a built-in little hanger right here, so you can wash this in your hotel room sink, and then you can just hang it from that little hanger if you got to hook someplace, because you probably don't have a hanger with you. Anyway, I love these shirts. They also make these ex officio shirts in mosquito repellent or insect repellent varieties that have an insect repellent built into it. So there you go. You can carry even more stuff, but again, you don't have to get it with the pockets. But I have really enjoyed those shirts when I've been in Thailand, when I've been in Singapore, when I've been in really hot places where this cotton would just get so wet that it would be gross. Wu Tai says, archaeological dig blessing shirt for sure. And Brian, I have another ex officio in there that doesn't have the cargo pockets on it. So Grant says they're great for fishing, but Jeff says, I rock the cargo pockets, I go for function, but somehow my wife says I pull it off. Well, that's good. And Grant says, I fully support number 11. All right, fantastic, thank you, Grant. Zachary says I'm gonna start saying crikey. You want me to start saying crikey? I can. All right, the 12th essential travel accessory for 2022 is a good day bag. And there was a comment in the chat about crossbody bags. My recommendation for good travel day bags is not a backpack, because a backpack is easily thieved from the back, but a crossbody bag that you can wear to your side like this, and you can have the bag down here, so it's really easy to see it. It's really easy to put it up front if you need to. This particular bag, this is the bag you see in all of my videos. This is the Pack Safe Metro Safe LS250 bag. It comes in different sizes, it comes in different colors. I have all the different sizes and all the different colors. But what's also great about this particular bag and the ones by this Pack Safe company is they are slash proof and cut proof. So there's metal mesh in here so people can't slash it to steal your stuff. The band has metal in it, and it's got these other theft proof features, like right here you see this is the strap. The strap, if you pull that down and then you clip this out, you can take the strap off. See, it's off the bag now. And then you can like wrap it around your chair in like a cafe or something like that. And then you can clip it back on, and then you can slide this back up to basically lock it in place to make it hard for anybody to take that away. And then these zippers, because they've got these like kind of round eyelets on them, the zippers will also clip into that clip, so that if somebody's trying to open your bag, they can't, because it's like clipped into this. There might be really skillful pickpockets out there, but you're gonna notice if somebody's trying to unclip these particular zippers. And I also like that it's got 2 water bottle pockets on the outside. So you'll usually see me with this bag with 1 water bottle holder, and then you say, Chris, why do you need 2? Like, how much liquid do you have to carry with you? Aha! Where is it? Where's my thing? Umbrella goes in the other one. Because if you've got a big wet umbrella, and then you've got anything that you want to keep not wet, I really like having an outside pocket for an umbrella, and having an outside pocket for a bottle to drink. All right, Carlo says, I use a small backpack or one of those small drawstring cinch backpacks, but I should probably up my bag game. And Wu Tai said, the last flight I was on, I saw a guy with a foot hammock for the seat in front of him. That's awesome. I need to look at that. I would love a foot hammock. Painkiller says, Chris has pockets inside of pockets. I do have pockets inside of pockets, and then I guess like in particular in this bag, pockets inside of pockets. You know, like you open this pocket up and then there's like more pockets inside of pockets. I love my pockets. The only problem with this as a bag, like particularly if you go in someplace like Disneyland where they feel like they need to go through every single pocket, there's a lot of them in here, and so there's a lot of like zip on the back and zip on this, and people look through it, and I find they usually get tired before they get to all the pockets on my bag. Painkiller says, smart. As someone from LA, I'm often caught off guard when it rains, either here on my travels, right? And so when I'm out and about most places, that's what I got. I got 1 bottle of water, or a bottle of tea in this case, and then I've got 1 for the umbrella. Carly asks, is it true that museums in Europe won't let you in with a backpack? Crossbody bags are okay though. My answer to you, Carly, is yes, actually. I've been to a number of museums where people aren't let in with a backpack, but I get to go in with this just fine. And often there's like, sometimes there'll be debate, like the security guards will look at me and they'll look at this, and then like usually the defining characteristic for them where they decide it's okay, right, is they're like, you know, it hugs my body pretty close. And so they're like, yeah, if you just keep it up there, you're good to go. I have not yet been to one of those museums that has required me to check this bag yet. Okay. Number 13, travel accessory for 2022. Travel accessory for 2022 are good shoes. We've talked through blisters, we've talked through good socks. This is a pandemic find for me. I used to be like a real big fan of Nikes, but now I love the Hokas. These are the Hoka Bondi 7s, 8s, 6s. I don't know. They come in like different numbers, but that's just the year of when you buy them. These, if you look at the sole on these things, they're super thick, this sole right here. These things feel like you are walking on pillows. They're not cheap. They're like $120 to $160 US, but my feet thank me. I got really lousy feet, frankly, and they're US size 14. They're really big feet, and so I have a hard time finding shoes if you look at how big this shoe is. But if you've not tried on a pair of Hokas, in particular, if you want something that's plush as possible, the Hoka Bondi, your feet are going to love you later. And, I mean, come on, they come in yellow. So I gotta support a company that comes in yellow. Wu Tai says, wow, that is a loud shoe. It is. And by the way, I know that, all right, I've got some fellow explorers that have said, Chris, you talked about Hokas and now I bought them and I love them. And so I am definitely on Hoka campaign. Utai says, size 13, that is so neat. Crypto. Carlos says, is that a shoe or a yellow Lamborghini? Yes, to both. Justin says, I feel you there. I wear a 15, so I have to buy my shoes online. I buy most of my shoes online too. Geoman says, too much for my wallet. You know, for my feet, nothing is too much out of my wallet for my feet. Brandon says, great shoes are essential on a long trip. And Points Traveler says, is that the bag Topher was stolen out of? Well, you know what? When they stole Topher, they stole the whole bag. They took the entire bag. I wasn't using it properly. I put it on the ground next to me. I didn't clip it in, and so the anti-theft functions were useless because I didn't use them properly. But yes, it was one of these bags that they stole the whole bag that Topher was stolen with, along with my camera and yada, yada, yada. All right. Jeff Boyardee says, I work as a physical therapist and those shoes are awesome. Jeff, thank you for your official physical therapist opinion. I appreciate that as a medical professional. All right, the 14th thing, actually I want to point out one more thing about the Hokas. These are fabric ones, but they also sell them in full-on leather, and they also sell them in Gore-Tex to make them waterproof too. And so when we traveled to Vancouver last year, which is like super wet, I got the Gore-Tex Hokas, and because they were still fabric, they kept my feet nice and cool, and they kept my feet nice and dry because they were completely waterproof, which was super awesome. All right, the 14th thing you need in 2022 is an entertainment device for the airplane ride, because so many airlines have gotten rid of their in-flight entertainment. You just end up with a boring seat back, and then you need to bring your own entertainment device. So what do I recommend in 2022? In 2022, I recommend the Apple iPad Mini that apparently I haven't charged, so it has no battery, so I can't turn it on. But the iPad Mini right here, I used to travel with the iPad Pro and then the iPad Air, but what I really like about this iPad Mini, it is the perfect size to fit in the airplanes that have put the tablet holder up there. This new thing on like Alaska Airlines and American Airlines, a number of airlines that have removed the in-flight entertainment have put this little clip that you can put like a phone or a tablet, and if you've got a big iPad, it won't fit up there, but you've got an iPad Mini, it'll also be the perfect size. I have found that also the big iPads no longer fit in many seat back pockets because the seat back pockets keep getting smaller, they don't really fit. and then you got to put them on your you got to put them on your table, and you don't have enough room. Whereas this is just the perfect size. I will point out though, this is small enough to put in the seat back pocket that it goes all the way down, that you don't see it when you leave the plane, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. I, on one plane ride, did walk about 3 rows away from my seat before I was like, I forgot my iPad, and then I had to swim upstream to get it back. If you do decide to get one of these, I also really like the Apple, I think they call it the Magic Case or something like that. You see, this is the iPad, this is the case, there's no clips or anything like that, it's just all magnetic. You just place it in there, and then it magically holds. I mean, isn't that there's no clips, there's no nothing, but there's magnets, and so you just put it there, and there it holds up, and then you can put that into a triangle, and then you use that to hold it up when you're looking at the screen. I use Disney Plus and Netflix and Amazon Prime. I download the movies to the app, and then I watch it when I'm on the plane, and I love it, and it pairs super well with the Airpods Pro. What's really neat is if you have this combination, the Airpods Pro and the iPad, the camera on the iPad tracks the position of the AirPods, and so when this is on the airplane seat, and then if you turn your head like this, more of the sound will come through your right ear, or if you turn this way, then more of the sound will come through your left. It's spatially aware based on where your screen is and then where your head is facing. Well, it's just super cool technology. Dining with Derek says it makes me sad there's no in-flight entertainment. I agree, it's sad that they got rid of all these screens that they had, but of course a bunch of airlines are now putting them back again because they realized that was a stupid mistake, really. Paint Killer says, I'll listen to music, watch downloaded shows, or sleep as much as I can. Those are easy. Geoman says, I keep it light, so I only travel with my phone. And Zero says, I'm watching the stream on my Chromebook. Very cool. That's extra super duper light. Cottage Full of Love says, what portable charger would you recommend? This was number 3 or 4, but I recommend the Anker chargers. But I also recommend, and I think this probably isn't the question you were asking. It's number 19. I'll just get to it now, which is like a battery bank. This is a USB battery bank to help you charge your phone or your iPad on the plane. It's got one port that you plug in power, another port that you charge it from. This has all the ports, whether you want USB-A, C, Mini, and so Anker, the company Anker, I love. I will say though, from my Samsung phone, there's a Samsung power bank that does the super fast charging with the Samsung phone. So I actually have an Anker power brick for all my other devices, and then I have the Samsung brick for this. I just have enough devices that I need to carry a couple of them, and I prefer 2 small ones rather than just one big one. Sarah says, oh yeah, this is a good tip. Put your stuff in a bag before putting in the seat back pocket. I've seen many gross objects put in there, and I'm not sure if it's cleaned afterwards. So Sarah, thank you for that tip. That's a good one. Okay, let's go on to number 15. I think it was Peter or somebody at the beginning said, Chris, you probably have to travel with a lot of stuff for your traveling princess. 2-year-old daughter, for those of you who are new here. And this is my only kid item that I'm gonna put on here, but if you have kids that are maybe 5 and under, I would really recommend the Amazon Fire tablet. This is what the traveling princess travels with. She downloads movies and games to it. What's really cool is you pay $30 a year for an annual subscription to all the apps, all the shows, everything that you can download, which is honestly cheaper than buying 3 kids apps on an iPad, and it's contained in this super foam thing. She can throw it around, she can stand on it, which she does on a regular occasion, and she just loves the Fire tablet, and so do we. So that's my recommendation for parents that want an entertainment device for kids. And they also sell special Bluetooth headphones that pair with it. The headphones $30. They're blue, just like the Fire tablet, and then the volume is throttled so that the volume level is safe for kiddos. Okay, number 16. 16 essential travel accessory is a good travel umbrella. Just something small, something light, not a huge thing, not a thing that has a hook on it. There's a bunch of companies that sell these things, but if you buy them, just Amazon, this and that, they're often too heavy or too hard to open. So there's a happy medium. I like to buy the ones like in airports, honestly, that are at like the Sharper Image store or Brookstone. And I know Sharper Image and Brookstone went out of business in most places, but they still exist at a lot of airports, and usually the travel umbrellas in there are pretty good. The 17th travel accessory that I really like when I travel internationally and I need to carry my passport around is a passport wallet. This is a Tumi passport wallet, and you will see this wallet has a pocket that is the size of a passport. Passport goes right in there. Yellow Productions cards go right in there, and then this passport just goes in the place of my normal sized wallet. For me, just goes right in my front pocket, and that way I can keep my hand on it. Nobody's gonna swipe it. I got my ID at the handy. I got my cards at the handy. So I recommend a passport wallet if you're doing international travel and you need to carry your passport with you. Now you might be going to a country that still uses actual money, and if you're gonna go to a country that like the coins have some significant value, for example Japan, then I would recommend you get a coin purse. This is a coin purse right here that they like, usually made of leather, usually fold open like this. I like the ones that don't zip open, but I like the ones that open up like this because you can easily get in there, you can see your coins. If you're not familiar with the value of coins, you could even kind of like open it up and show it to the, you know, cashier or something like that to be like, are there some of these coins gonna be good for me? What have I got in here? Oh, this is what this is like a, this. I just pulled a random handful of coins. This is a $50. This is an American $50. These used to be super popular in Vegas. 50-cent coins, dollar coins. They exist in the U.S., but you'll almost never find them in circulation. They just end up in people's houses. The 19th thing that I recommend, we already talked through it, is a USB battery bank. I also recommend carrying a travel power strip because airplanes often don't have enough power ports. You'll be on an airplane and it'll have 2 plugs for 3 people. And if all 3 people want to use the power ports, then you're out of luck. But if you have something that makes 2 more power ports, guess what? You can plug into anything else. Because, hey, do you mind if I just unplug you so I can plug this in? So I can plug you into it and plug me into it too? Now all of a sudden, no arguments over that. Geoman, or Nikki right here says, I have a zippered coin purse, no coin spill. That's good, but I will say this, like if it has a good button on it and it folds well, then it doesn't spill either. All right. Okay, ooh, my bottle just popped right there, if you heard a big pop noise. Yeah, Carly asks, are coins a thing in Europe? Yeah, they sure are. Painkiller says yes, 1 and 2 euro coins. Yes, so if you're going to Europe, there's still a place to take cash in Europe. Coins are a thing, so I'd recommend a coin purse. I mean, in a pinch, a Ziploc bag will work, but a coin purse is even better. Okay, number 20. My last thing for you are sunglasses. If you're going to a sunny destination, you're gonna want some good sunglasses. And the sunglasses that I recommend are Oakley Sunglasses. These are the half jackets or the flak jackets, which are 2 glasses that I like, not just because they come in yellow. They do, in fact, these Oakley glasses, you can customize every single part of it to be a different color, including the lens. They sell the lenses in different colors. But what I love about these sunglasses in particular is that there's no frames on the bottom, so they let in plenty of air. And if it so happens that you sit on these glasses or step on these glasses, the lenses just pop right out. And then you can just pop them right in. Like, they're designed for the lenses to come in and out. If the lenses get scratched, because they often do, you can pop in new lenses. I've been through a few different sets of lenses on these. And it's great to see that you don't have to throw the frame away. I find the clarity the best, I find the lightness the best, and I find that I can do whatever extreme head movement that I want, and because they've got some, it's probably hard to tell, but they've got rubberized tips here. The yellow matches the yellow of the frame, but this is rubberized, and so so they don't go anywhere. If you wear prescriptions, you can get prescription ones here too. Utai says yellow style in the house. Yeah, this is like it's like turned into like a Casey Neistat video or something like that, right? Where I'm like rocking the sunglasses on the live stream. Jeff says I got sunglasses that fit my eye prescription just before I went to Vegas and love them.
Fellow explorers, it is now Q&A time. If you've got a question, I've got an answer.
All right, fellow explorers, those are 20 of my favorite travel accessories in 2022 and beyond. If I missed something that you think is important, drop it in the chat, let me know, or put it in the comment section if you're watching the archive. But if you're watching the live stream and you got a question and I didn't answer it, or you've been holding it, ask it again, put a question mark after it, and we'll pop them up on the screen and go through them. Painkiller says, interestingly enough, despite the fact I live in LA, I don't wear sunglasses. I've only needed them at the Getty Center on a sunny day because there's so much white. Maybe you don't go to the beach all that often. I don't know, I go to the beach all the time and I find the glare just way too much. Geoman says, do you have any snack recommendations for flying? I wish I had my travel backpack right here, but I often take Cliff bars. I really like some of the oatmeal Cliff bars. I take like trail mix when I fly. OC Girl likes to take chips, so we bring like Doritos, we bring Cheetos, but I'd say trail mix and Cliff bars are the things that I just like generally keep in my backpack for those emergency times when I need them. Here we go, Mark from Walter's World in the house. Mark, how's it going? Mark says, the only way that I can have this much energy is must be doing a Red Bull and Monster combo. Today, Mark, it's the Craft Boss, which is giving me all this energy. I guess it's, you know, for you in the middle of the country, it's a little later, but it's only 8:30 p.m. here, so the night is still young. Garrett asks if I've been to Ellis Island in Vegas. If so, any thoughts? I have been to Ellis Island, mostly just to put it in a video. I think they've got good cheap steak. It's kind of a locals casino. I personally wouldn't stay there. It's just like this part of the strip that's like, it's not close, but it's not far. If you're thinking about it as a hotel, you know, it's like, it's a cheap eat destination in my mind. That's what Ellis Island is. Points Traveler says, do you have a smartwatch? I do. I have a Samsung Galaxy Watch 4. I've worn it a couple times. I haven't found it useful. I don't really like it. And so the yellow G-Shock it is. This is my third yellow G-Shock, but I like them so much. And obviously they're on brand. Mark says, hey Chris, what is your skincare routine? Whatever it is has kept your hair thick and lush. Curious travelers want to know. From my, well, hair-wise, at least this way, Pert Plus, the green shampoo is what I really like. I don't know, like soap-wise, it's the, what, Aesop or something, A-E-S-O-P. It's an expensive body wash, let me tell you. And then just sunscreen every day, which, I don't know, like I was using Copper Tone, and now I use Target brand sunscreen, which is maybe not been kind on my nose right here because it keeps getting too sunburned. All right. Mark, what is your skincare routine, or does somebody have a great skincare routine that they recommend? Daryl says, all that stuff, where do you pack clothes? Well, you know, if you didn't see my post about my travel backpack, the backpack that I wear when I travel weighs 25 pounds just in my backpack. There's cameras and lenses and all that stuff too. Barry says, just woke up 5 minutes ago. Great to catch you live. When will your next visit to Europe be? I don't know when my next visit to Europe be, but I hope to come again soon. All right, and Carlos says, hair-wise, Chris's secret is the Flowbee. Carlos, very good. I do use the Flowbee to cut my hair, which is the vacuum hair cutting device. And it's not, people sometimes think, Chris, you must be joking. I am completely serious. X1 says, have you stocked up on snacks from airplane lounges? I take Goldfish. Yeah, cookies from the lounge. Also, sometimes I will fill up my water bottle with like iced tea or some other tasty beverage instead of just gross water. Nikki says, you were supposed to show what you put in your sundry bag in another video. Thank you. I will do that. My like toiletry bag. I said I was going to do that eventually. I will do that. Mark says, dang it, Pert Plus, I'm too late to be saved. Glad you still have that thick hair, my friend. Love you, buddy. Night, night from the Midwest. Good night to you, Mark, in the Midwest. Thanks for tuning in. Jed says, do you have any tips to recover from jet lag after taking a multi-day intercontinental flight? Jed, I have a whole video about how to recover from jet lag. I would just suggest you type in Yellow Productions jet lag and take a look at my tips in there. Justin says, how do you prevent spills from bottles or tubes and suitcases? Double bag them, triple bag them in single bags, put them in Ziploc bag. Like if I know that I'm gonna be taking bottles or things like that, I definitely take Ziploc bags. And I take not the ones that but I take the ones that have like the zipper across the top that are designed for freezers because I find those actually really keep it good, and those won't explode. Yeah, I've had that with soaps. I've had that with in Hawaii, like garlic shrimp seasoning. It's kind of like a oily type thing, but then you get in your suitcase and it explodes because the air pressure, no good. Carlos says I should totally rock a Mark Walters ponytail. Maybe when Mark and I do a collab, I can grow my hair out a little longer, and we can do that. Geoman says winter vacation ideas. We are going to Whistler for early winter vacation, end of summer vacation. There you go. That's it. Mike says, hey, it was great to see Mark from Walters World, another traveler with a family I follow. Yep, Mark from Walters World is a super cool guy. Jeff says, for someone who bikes, what kind of bike do you own? Great question. I have three bikes. I have two Specialized mountain bikes. Specialized is the brand name. The model is a Pitch for one of them that I ride the most. And it's like a full suspension mountain bike with disc brakes. And then the one I ride with the Traveling Princess, actually I just got a yellow Yuba Combi, Y-U-B-A, Combi, K-O-M-B-I. It's a cargo bike and it has a big kitty carrier on the back. I plan to do a review on it if anybody's interested, but I've spent a lot of time looking for like, hey, what are great kid carrier bikes on the back? And figured somebody might be useful. Somebody might enjoy that.
Yes, it's the time you've been waiting for. It's time for the giveaway.
All right, fellow explorers, with every video, I always give away some Yellow Productions swag. Today, you are vying for a Yellow Productions crew shirt right here. And my question for you to win the Yellow Productions crew is, how many USB outlets are on this charger? If you can answer that question correctly, then you win the Yellow Productions crew shirt shipped to you anywhere in the world. I'm gonna hold this here and put the answers up when I get them. But you know, if you didn't win one and you wanna buy a Yellow Productions shirt, well then you can pick one up from the Yellow Productions shop at shop.yellow-productions.com. And if you're wondering, Chris, when's the next live stream? It's been a while since you've done a live stream. It has been. It's super great to be back with you guys here today. Head over to update.yellow-productions.com, sign up for my email list, and you will know before anybody else knows about when the next live stream is going to be. All right.
And now we have a winner chicken dinner.
Congratulations to Panjo. I think Panjo is going to be like the next Gilberto. There were a ton of you that answered 4, because 4 is definitely the number of ports on this charger. Panjo was the first on my screen, and there's going to be a lot of people who said I was first on my screen, or maybe different people were different, but I can only pick from my screen, and Panjo was first on that. So Panjo, let me know where you want your shirt to go. Might be the same place as before. We need to start tallying up. Panjo, how many shirts have you won so far? How many contests have you won? I think it's great, and you can keep winning. But I celebrate those that win all the time. Brandon says, "Congrats, Panjo." And Mark says, "I feel like I'm behind, as I only got the question. And there's 1,000 comments with numbers. Dang it! Sorry, Mark. Mark, if you want a shirt, like it's on its way to you right now. Just let me know where it's going. But I'm sure back next week we'll get you right in there too." All right. Well, fellow explorers, it's always super good to hang out with y'all for these live streams. As usual, I'm not going to say goodbye because I'm going to see you in the next video.